The story begins in a small apartment in a small town, where a boy named Ben is sitting with his little robot dog, Sparky. Sparky looks a lot like a regular dog, but he's anything but ordinary. He can talk, dance, and even operate computers. However, sometimes his robotic humor is a little out of sync, like standing in weird ways or making strange attempts at fun. Ben and Sparky share a very close friendship. But today, something is off. Sparky's robotic quirks are starting to create odd situations. One day, while Sparky is sitting on the couch watching TV, he suddenly sees an advertisement. Get your very own personal robot today. Sparky thinks to himself, "Oh, I'm not a good enough robot. I need to be more advanced." So he starts making changes to his own coding system. But what Sparky doesn't realize is that by tweaking his programming, it causes a complete malfunction, and he becomes way too robotic. Now, Sparky starts to ignore Ben and takes over daily chores by himself. For example, instead of helping Ben put on his shoes, Sparky uses the shoes as flight controllers, and instead of making the bed, he starts breaking it down to create a new robot. Ben realizes that Sparky isn't behaving normally, but he doesn't know how to fix it. So he decides to try changing some of Sparky's codes. However, Sparky is so robotic now that he finds all of Ben's efforts strange and continues to act in ways that make Ben's life even more chaotic. Now, Ben decides to use a clever trick. He'll play with Sparky, using an old system to get things back on track. Ben employs an old feedback system, and through playing and interacting with Sparky, he eventually restores him to his original self. Sparky comes back, but with a few new hobbies and skills. The story ends with a powerful message where Ben and Sparky continue to learn from each other, understanding that when a problem arises, working together to solve it is the best way forward. Sometimes a little robotic humor is also okay, as long as it's shared with friends. Ben and Sparky are sitting together in their favorite garden, laughing and having fun. Now, Sparky might still be a robot, but he knows that his greatest strength is his friendship with Ben.